Hello, everybody. So I wanted to get back to some of you who have asked recently how we can protect our watercolor paintings from water or smudges. Now, I'm not going to be doing this one because I just painted this yesterday and it really should dry for about 24 hours before we apply our wax medium that I'm going to use. So those of us who are doing the 12 days of Christmas, a lot of us are using postcards, and so you want to know how to protect that. So we're going to get into that now. I've decided I'm just going to go right into this sketchbook that I did last year, and I wanted to go towards the back to find a painting. I'm thinking I'm going to do this so that you can kind of see maybe a difference when I do one of these versus the others. So I am going to be applying Dorland's Wax Medium by Jacquard. And this is a very common wax medium that a lot of artists use. It's very soft. I'm not going to touch it yet. I'm actually going to put a glove on. Some people apply it just with their hands. I am not comfortable with that because I wouldn't want the oils from my skin to get into the painting. I don't know. It probably is fine, but because I know a lot of people do it, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I wear a glove. Other people use this palette knife that comes with it, or at least it did when I bought it. And so yeah, I'm just gonna I bought this off of Amazon. I bought these latex-free gloves off of Amazon. So I am just gonna take my ring off and just gonna put this glove on to apply. And a little bit of this goes a long way. So I'm just gonna start with, maybe this much. We're gonna put a thin layer on here, and we're just going to make sure that we cover. I go into circular motions. I have a little on my thumb, so I'm just going to put that on there too. We go in circular motions. You can kind of feel where you've been, if that makes sense. I'm going to put a little bit more on, and we are just going to put it all over this. Now, if I were doing like a whole painting, I would cover the whole front of the page, not just our little elements here. So, but for our purposes, I'm just showing you how to do it. I would go edge to edge. That's personal. Some people even do the back of the page. I don't find that necessary. And if I were framing something, I wouldn't probably do it at all. I mean, you sure could just to be extra safe. But all right, coming back in, just grabbing some more and starting with some circular motions. It gives, I'm not sure it's showing on screen, but it does give a little bit of, it doesn't really change your painting, but kind of makes it look a little richer, just the slightest bit. It's not going to change the color or anything, but it does kind of give it a nice finished look. Right? And then number 3, same thing. And again, it's going to be a very thin layer. If you get it on too thick, it can actually add a yellow tint, and you don't want that. So you just want to make sure you've got it nice and thin on here, but also make sure that you're covering all of the painting. And again, I would do the whole page. I'm just going over all of them again. You can feel too if it's too thick, and then you can get like a finger that doesn't have any on it. It is recommended that you let this cure, which takes about 24 hours. I'm going to take my glove off. Let this cure, which will take about 24 hours. It'll be kind of dry to the touch in about 10 or 15 minutes, but it won't be ready for the buffing process, which is really simple. And I'm going to show you that on these 2 paintings that I put the wax medium on yesterday. And so they're going to be, it's been about 24 hours. So I'm going to buff these, and then I'm going to let you go on your way. So we're going to set this aside, let that cure. Now, to buff out the ones that have already cured, you're just going to need a lint-free cloth. I'm using a paper towel from my kitchen. And it's just very simple. I'm just going to go in circular motions again. I have protected some of my paintings before and not done the buffing process. It's okay. The purpose of this is, the main purpose as I understand it, is to even out the wax layer and help it cure even more into a smooth and more durable finish. And you don't have to press hard, just light circular motions. The wax is already doing its job. The buffing just kind of helps it look and feel finished. And now we're going to do this cute little fella. I've heard another artist before say that you can actually buff it to a soft sheen, or you can stop sooner if you want more of a matte look. But I guess I've never done it long enough to get a soft sheen. So if you do, let me know. Also, it may or may not be frowned upon in some circles to use your kitchen paper towels for this. You could use a microfiber cloth or an old cotton t-shirt, but this is what I've got right now, and so that's what I'm using. You do have to be careful if you have those paper towels that kind of leave the little remnants behind, you know. And just showing you no paint is on my paper towel. And now I'm going to drop some water on this just to show you that the water will bead up. It's not going to reactivate any of the paint like it would on an unfinished piece, or unprotected piece, I should say. Not sure if you can see the water droplets on there. Kind of hard because it's light colored, but I assure you they are there. And if you ever do spill something on your paper, just kind of tap it like this. Don't wipe it around or anything like that, and you'll be good to go. Now I'm going to show you as I drop water onto just this scratch piece of paper, and this does not have any wax on it, and I'll show you what happens in that case. So I'm just kind of doing the same thing, putting some water drops on it. Again, a little hard to see the water drops on here, but they definitely are not beading up. They are starting to soak in pretty quickly. Some of them are sitting on top, but they're not nice beads of water like the waxed one was. And then when I kind of tap it up like this, like I did the last one, you can see the paint is on the paper towel, which makes me think, oh, I did not show you that the paint was not on the paper towel for our first one. So let me do that one again just to show you. We're going to put some nice big water drops. Ooh, you can definitely see that one by the chest of the reindeer. And now I'll take a clean paper towel, show you there's no paint or anything on this one, and I will tap up that water just like I did the other ones. And I'm pressing down pretty good on it, but there's nothing on there except for the water. And there we have it. I just put the wax medium on these today, so I will buff those out tomorrow. You know, some people protect every page of their watercolor journals. Not a bad idea. I do want to just make sure you know this wax medium does not make your paintings waterproof. It makes them water resistant. So just a little extra assurance that they're going to be safe. I will buff that again. Like I said, I'll do that tomorrow. But these guys are all finished and ready to have coffee spilled on them. No, not really. I'm not going to do that. But it does give you a little extra assurance in protecting your painting. I also want to say, with our little postcard paintings that we're doing, I've mentioned this in at least one of my 12 Days of Christmas videos that we're in the middle of. I would not send an original painting through the mail without an envelope. So even if it's got a protectant on it, that's just a personal, comfort level. So you can do whatever you're comfortable with. That's just my little 2 cents. And I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I went through it a little quickly, so I may have missed something. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.